Len here. I keep getting this question on what is this coaching thing I'm doing and why am I doing it? How long am I going to be doing it? So lots of questions. So I just wanted to shoot a quick video and kind of share my why and why I am coaching. So a little bit about me. I am a wife to, I think, one of the most amazing men ever. I have some pretty adorable little kids, and I'm a labor delivery nurse by trade, and then I do this awesome thing with health and fitness coaching, which has truly changed my life. So a little bit of a backstory. When I was pregnant with my first, I'm one of those wonderful women that get really, really sick with their pregnancies. So I was about 9 weeks along, and I ended up going to the hospital because I hadn't kept anything down for like 5 days. And I'm told that my ovaries look like cottage cheese and that we were lucky to get pregnant on our own. So I was like, whoa, what does that mean? And I was told that it looks like I maybe have what's called polycystic ovarian syndrome. So at that point, I was so sick, I really didn't care. And the only thing I really knew about PCOS was that you have infertility issues. Well, here I'm pregnant when I find out, so I'm thinking, lucky me, I don't have the fertility issues. So that being said, I didn't really get a full official diagnosis until we were trying with our second. And that's when I got to find out, you guys, that I was not lucky. I was not one of those lucky people that the infertility didn't matter. It did. So here we're trying with our second. So after a year into it, we've done 3 failed rounds of fertility drugs. Finally gonna go see a specialist. And I decided that I needed to suck it up and do what my physician told me to do at our first appointment, which was lose 5 pounds. So that sounds so silly, but at the time I was so stubborn and was like, my weight shouldn't matter. Yeah, I'm not exactly where I was at before I got pregnant with my first, but I just really didn't think my weight mattered that much because I wasn't overweight. So I had to do a lot of reading, a lot of research on polycystic ovarian syndrome, and what I found out is basically that, yeah, the amount of fat you carry makes a huge difference to the amount of free-floating insulin and your testosterone levels and a lot of other information. But that is where I had kind of my big wake-up call, was when I finally decided to knock it off and quit being so stubborn and really dive into the research behind polycystic ovarian syndrome. So I read a ton of blogs. I had to really learn from those that had kind of been through it and how they really treat theirs. I also am one that I'm very holistic, so I just didn't want to be on a ton of medications to help me get pregnant if I didn't have to be. So long story short, I cut out processed foods because I read on a bunch of blogs that's what women were doing kind of to help with their hormone fluctuations. And then I started learning more and more about nutrition and how it does different things that are added to processed foods can alter our hormones. So I started reading a lot of stuff, and I cut out processed foods for 1 month. That's it, you guys, 1 month. I lost 5 pounds, and the next time I ovulated, I got pregnant. So that was my big aha moment, that our diet and nutrition, like that's so key to keeping us healthy. So fast forward a ways, we have our second baby. 9 months after he's born, we get pregnant with our third. And then after the third one comes, I just cannot lose the weight. It was really, really hard for me to shake that. I mean, I was a little bit older, and the more and more babies, it seems like the harder it gets to lose that baby weight. So, and my second two were obviously very close together in comparison to my first and my second. So here I'm trying to lose the baby weight. I'm a few months postpartum, and it just was not coming off, like not even budging a little bit, you guys. Whereas like the first two, like it took a while, you know, to lose it, but it eventually got down to an amount that I was okay with. So that scale was not budging. I was really, really frustrated. I had no energy. I had 3 little ones, 5 and under, that were just like running around me, and I had no energy. I like could not keep up with them. So I knew that part of it was I really need to get back to me, you know, and get back to that pre-pregnancy state. So I joined a local boot camp group, and the women in there are amazing. I am so blessed to have the friendships that I've built from that group. But I really didn't see a huge change in myself personally with 1 month, which part of it was I was not eating what I should have been eating, and it was the nutrition end. So 1 month into boot camp, no joke, you guys, the first day of boot camp, I had not worked out for like over 10 years, like in probably consistency. It was like longer ago than that. Like it was high school before, like since I had actually worked out. The first day of boot camp, I thought I was going to die. I was like, this is horrible. Why would anybody do this? Like, this is torture. But I was like, I paid for a full month, so I'm gonna stick with it. So I did. And then my little guy, who was going on 5 months old at the point, he decided to wake up and start nursing during the time that I'd go to boot camp. So I was like, shucks, can't go to boot camp. I have to nurse my baby. So I wasn't too sad to give it up for a little while. And then I just had a really nicely timed invite from a now a very good friend that she just asked me to join a challenge group with her. And I was like, okay, sure, I'll jump into this challenge group. Why not? I need to do something. And I totally like drug my heels as soon as she started talking about Shakeology and that we'd be drinking shakes during this challenge and blah, blah, blah. And it was a 21-day fix. And I was like, whoa, no, I don't do shakes. Like, that's not my thing. I'm not a dieter. I'm not, you know, I thought shakes were just for dieters. I always had this like negative impression of what shakes were. So I'm reading through this and I'm like, you know, I'm all into like clean eating, whatever. I'm not going to do this shake thing. And I had to do a ton of research on Shakeology before I was okay with taking it. I could go on and on and on about the research that I did, but ultimately I found out that, okay, I'm going to do this for 1 month. And in my mind, I was going, this is not going to work. So I'm going to do it for 1 month and it won't work. So it doesn't really matter. So I jumped into this challenge group and 21 days later, I was just about right back to my pre-pregnancy weight. Within a second round of 21-day fix, I was back to my high school weight, you guys, which that was so unintentional. I was not intending to get back to that weight. I was like, what? This is crazy. And I was in so much better shape than when I was running track in high school. Like it was crazy, like that you could really truly do so much with eating good and eating balanced and working out. I mean, they were half-hour workouts. They weren't like going to the gym and having to work out for 2 hours. It blew my mind. I was like, this is crazy. This is so neat. So I was like, this is really cool. And I fell in love with Shakeology. And like I said, I could go on and on and on about the research behind it and how it's made and what's in it. And it doesn't have preservatives. It doesn't have soy. And soy is a big one that I really watch for because of PCOS and how it fluctuates your hormones. It doesn't have artificial sweeteners, which that's another thing that can affect your hormones levels, ladies. So there was a lot of good things about it. And I was like, it was easy. Another thing that really floored me when doing this program was that I was eating so much more than what I had before. And before, I really had the mentality that if you want to be thin, if you want to be, you know, back to my pre-pregnancy weight or whatnot, that I was probably eating too much. And if any of you guys know what it's like having 3 little kids running around underneath you, there were days that it would be 2 o'clock in the afternoon and I'd be like, I don't think I've eaten it all today. Or I hadn't even taken a drink of water. And it wasn't that I was doing it intentionally. It just, you were busy and I was running and I was like on the go and doing laundry and trying to keep up and, you know, nursing a baby half the time. And my third one happened to be the one that he loved to nurse for 45 minutes at a time. And 2 hours later we were doing it again. So I felt like all I was doing was nursing a baby and laundry. So, you know, it was not intentional that I wasn't eating it. But then I would get so hungry in the afternoon, I would just binge like crazy. Well, what I really had done is made my metabolism go so low that my body was really kind of running on fumes. And then I would binge and it was going to be storing that as fat. It was not going to let me lose that weight because my metabolism had been so low because I wasn't eating the way I should. So I do the 21-day fix. I am forced, because here I have this accountability group, you know, that's like going to keep me accountable to this. I'm forced to actually eat the way I should be eating. And I'm blown away that I lost weight by eating more and by doing a half-hour workout. Like, it was just crazy. So fast forward a little bit further than that, my coach was like, hey, do you want to sign up as a coach? You know, you'd be really good at this. And I was like, yeah, that's not for me, but I knew you could get a 25% discount as signing up as a coach. So I signed up as a discount coach because I was like, okay, I love Shakeology. I really did. It was something that I knew it was really good for me. It's a fabulous supplement. And I was okay with drinking. I was okay with my kids drinking it. So I was like, yeah, I'll do the discount. So a month later, I found myself going back to my habits. I was skipping meals. I was letting myself get too busy. I wasn't eating my healthy snacks and making sure I stayed with it. I wasn't getting that half-hour workout in that I needed to get. And I was just like, whoa, I need to do something. Like, I have to get back to where I was before. So I reached out to my coach and was like, hey, I'm falling off the bandwagon. Get me in on this group that you said you had a training coming up. I'll do it. So I did it, and I was so scared to put out my first invite to a challenge group, and I had the most amazing women join into this challenge group with me. Some of them were at the time were acquaintances and we're now good friends, and I was just like so amazed by the vulnerability that these women showed me in this challenge group, and it so humbled me. And that's why I started my Empower page, because I was like, I realized like how powerful we can be as a community of people helping each other really embrace a healthy lifestyle. So I was blown away and I was hooked. That first challenge group, the women were so open and so honest and so vulnerable, and I just like, there was times, you guys, when I would sit at that first challenge group in tears at how open these women were being and the changes that they went through, not just physically, but mentally, and being able to have an area that they could talk about their problems and their, what they're going through in their life. It blew my mind. So I was hooked right from the beginning. And then it just made me think, when I think of myself and since I have PCOS, I'm at such higher increased chance of heart disease, of diabetes, of obesity, and my family is littered with obesity. Polycystic ovarian syndrome is also an autoimmune disease, and I have diabetes, type 1 diabetes. My brother's a type 1 diabetic. I have type 2 diabetes in my family. I have rheumatoid arthritis. I have so many thyroid issues in my past medical history as far as family history, and those are all autoimmune diseases, you guys, that so much can be controlled with diet and exercise and different things along those lines, that I feel like it is my obligation to really make sure I'm held accountable to living a healthy lifestyle, and not just for me, but for my kids, because that family history that I have, my kids have that too, and I want to teach them how to live a healthy and happy life where they can eat the good nutritious food and not feel deprived, and exercise and just be healthy. I feel like it's my obligation to show them how to do that, and as a bonus I get to help other people do that too, and it's amazing. So there you go, there's my why. My why is number one, my family. I want them to be the best that they can be, and it's my obligation as a mom to do that for them, to help them get there. And then my other why is my challengers. When I get messages back saying that I helped them achieve something that they did not think was possible, that they feel so much better than they have since they were young, when I get messages saying that they had no idea that they were capable of being such a powerful person and that they were actually able to reach their goals, that, you guys, that takes the cake. Like, it's amazing what we can do as a community to help each other, and to get a little bit of a bonus and a kickback and getting paid on top of it to do this job that is so much fun. Like, it's crazy. Like, I had no idea that this was even possible. And not only do I get to help those people get healthy, I get to help other people become coaches and do something amazing that they didn't think they could actually do. I get to help other moms and women work from home and develop a business that they can maintain and help them contribute to their income. So there you go. That's it all in a wrap. There's my why. It's an amazing journey, and I'm so proud that I get to be a health and fitness coach. So I hope you all are having a good day. Talk to you later.